2 people already up in the chat. Yeah. Late Ill Kid at OneYoungsta holding it down, bringing that street geek and nerd soul. What is up, my people? Today, coming with another wonderful episode of Loungin. We made it again. It's another Friday. I'm happy to see your beautiful sunshiny face. We made it here. We done did it. You still live there? Nah. Big shout out to the chat. I want to give a big shout out to everybody who rolled through up in here early and everyone on the replay. Thanks for rolling through and watching. You know what I'm saying? Holding it down. I want to give a shout out to somebody that's up in here with me because I ain't by myself. Lady Lisa, say what's up.
Hey, y'all.
And quick announcement. Earlier today, we didn't have Black Together a walk in her shoes up. So on this channel, directly after this episode, Black Together a walk in her shoes will be live for y'all guys to watch. Comment on all that stuff. What are you talking about today, Lisa?
Now I gotta you're trying to make me remember. Oh, we're talking about we're talking about Black Girl Magic, Smoke and Mirrors versus the Truth.
Ooh, is that so?
So if that sounds interesting, just watch. I'm not gonna say anything further.
Yeah,
Black Girl Magic, Smoke and Mirrors versus the Truth.
Yeah, that's what's up. What's up? So big shout out to, of course, Marquis Collins, Kid at Heart, Alan Lewis, Boogs Worthy up in the spot, and whoever come in later on, I'll give them a shout out to. It's great to see y'all. So we got a pretty packed docket today.
Yeah.
Since you're gonna be reading off the stories, I'll follow your lead. Whatever you want to run off with first, we can go. It's all on you.
The one that is tastiest to me. Do I want it first or last? Let's start with the complete foolishness.
Okay. Complete foolishness.
That would be Kyle Rittenhouse. Kyle Rittenhouse going to trial on all 6 counts. Court decides. Alrighty here. You want me to go ahead and just read the whole article?
Yeah, or at least the first paragraph or 2.
Alrighty. Kyle Rittenhouse going to trial.
Are you okay?
I'm fine. It's just I have nothing for Kyle Rittenhouse. Okay.
Oh man.
Kyle Rittenhouse going to trial on all 6 counts. Court decides in a case that's divided the nation.
Did it though?
Right, like did it?
They're trying to make this seem like this case is more than it really is.
Like it's complicated.
A dude went to another state and killed some people.
His mama took him to another state. Okay. You had to get a ride from your mama, but okay. All right. In a case that's divided the nation, Kyle Rittenhouse will stand for trial for the fatal shooting of 2. He killed them. He did. Okay. See, this is why I can't do this.
You want me to read? I'll read it.
I got it.
You sure?
I'm sorry. I'm going to get it together. This is why I can't be on the news. Okay.
It says divided the nation. Did it really divide the nation?
The fatal shooting, you mean a murder? Murder. Okay.
Watch what they call it later on, though.
For the fatal shooting of 2 people and injury of a 3rd during summer unrest in Wisconsin, the Kenosha County Commissioner decided on Thursday during a preliminary hearing, dismissing a request from the teenager's lawyer to drop 2 of the 6 charges he's facing.
I mean, that's a good thing.
Yeah, like... You know,
at least we got that.
It's like, Judge, if you don't mind, can you drop 2?
If you don't mind, nah.
Like you got a whole 6. Can you drop 2? That'll leave 4.
No. This dude went to a whole nother state, killed people in the name of saving and protecting businesses that he does not own or know about. Just, let's be for real. But
yeah, okay.
Continue.
Rittenhouse, 17, faces 2 felony counts of intentional homicide for the deaths of 36-year-old Joseph Rosenbaum and 26-year-old Anthony Huber. A felony count of attempted homicide for the non-fatal shooting of Gage P. Grosskreutz, as well as 2 felony counts and a misdemeanor for endangering the safety of others and for possessing a weapon as a minor. Rittenhouse's attorney, Mark Richards, sought to dismiss 2 of the charges, arguing that the misdemeanor should be dropped due to an exception in Wisconsin's law against minors possessing weapons and that a felony for endangering the safety of a video journalist near the first shooting did not account for the fact that Rittenhouse was acting in self-defense.
Here's the thing. Do you want to... Okay, first thing, notice how when the person's white, they want to soft shoe the terms. All right? It's intentional homicide now. Now it's intentional homicide. You mean murder? Oh, it's attempted homicide. You mean murder?
Yeah.
See, the thing is, they know that there's people out there that don't know what homicide is. So they be like, oh, homicide, it can't be that bad, can it? Yes, it can. It's murder. See, that whenever it's somebody white or somebody white looking, they always want to hit you with the soft shoe. They always want to hit you with the nice, pretty words. Oh, it was intentional homicide. It's always attempted homicide. This dude murdered people. Then they said he was defending himself.
From what?
Thank you. You can't defend yourself when you went there with a gun.
And regardless,
you went to a whole nother state, my dude. I can't tell you how not defending yourself that is.
And regardless of that, you're 17. You're not allowed to have a gun.
Thank you. So you and your mama need to be on trial.
Yeah,
you and your dumb mama need to be on trial.
Need to be facing some charges.
Your mama is assisted intentional homicide.
Yeah. She at the least assisted with the delinquency of a minor.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Look, let's just call it what it is.
Nope.
This summer has been a prime opportunity for racists to show their colors. Kyle Rittenhouse and Mama Rittenhouse are racist. So Kyle Rittenhouse was like, man, I really wish I could do something. Gee, Mom, could I do something? She said, well, we have a gun, son, but there's nobody protesting right around our house. But Mom, if we just cross state lines, we could kill anyone we wanted to and just go back home. She was like, that sounds like an awesome idea, Kyle. All right, maybe that's not exactly what it went down like, but she drove this fool. All right, you had mad opportunities to say no. All right, so here's the deal. When he said, hey, I want to go out there in the streets, his mama could have said no. But she said yes. Then he said, you know what? Not only am I going out in the streets, I'm going to protect some businesses. His mama never said, how? You want to know why? Because he said, I'm going to take my gun. And she should have said, you don't have a gun because you're 17. I have a gun, or your dad got a gun. Then he said, take me over there, cross state lines. And she said, okay. All these steps, she could have said, nah. Now, two, three people dead?
I ain't taking you, and your butt ain't going.
Multiple people dead, people maimed, injured, and stuff. And this fool living out some kind of Call of Duty fantasy. All right? Look. This is racially motivated. He went out there, thought he was going to kill himself some niggers. And accidentally ended up killing some people that weren't niggers. That's the only, let's be real, the only reason there is a trial is because he killed some white people. If he had succeeded in finding black people and killing those black people, bet dollars to donuts, this would have been swept under the rug.
Yeah, because they would have jumped on the self-defense ban.
Yep, they would have been like, oh, yo, you know, especially when black men were immediately criminalized the second we're born. They must have been too tall for him. He had to defend himself. Well, guess what? You don't have to defend yourself when your butt at home. You nice and safe in solitude in your own house.
In your state.
Look, man, look.
All right. Rittenhouse's attorney, Mark Richards, sought to I read that part.
Look.
Assistant District Attorney Thomas Binger disagreed with both arguments. This is exactly why we have this law, because teens shouldn't be allowed to run around with dangerous weapons because bad things happen. Siding with Binger, Kenosha County Court Commissioner Lauren Keating determined probable cause that Rittenhouse had committed the crimes charged and bound him over for trial on all 6 counts. Rittenhouse's case has become a rallying point among some conservatives who argue that Rittenhouse, who said he was in Kenosha protecting small businesses from violence that devolved from anti-racism.
He's not. All right. I love how people become, you know what I'm saying, like become deputized whenever black people involved. When black people are involved, black people like, yo, look, we gonna burn this city down because we tired of this. We done asked y'all, we done marched, we done got on the knee, we done sat in, we done wrote letters, we done did social media, we done did everything, and y'all still killing us. So guess what? We gonna burn this whole mother now. Now all of a sudden, here y'all come, we gonna protect the businesses. Really? Really? Or did you just wanna be out there playing out your little military fantasies? Like,
yeah.
It's racially motivated murder. It's what it is.
Rittenhouse's case has become a rallying point among some conservatives who argue that Rittenhouse, who said he was in Kenosha protecting small businesses from violence that devolved from anti-racism protests in the city, is a patriot forced to act in self-defense. Consequently, right-wing groups have poured millions of dollars into his legal defense fund, and Rittenhouse's mother says she's received $100,000 from 2 organizations. One
that means 200,000.
Well, I think she means between the two of them.
Oh well, she need to say it correctly then.
Well, she did. She didn't say $200,000. She said she received $100,000.
She said she received 100 from 2 people. I'm like, oh, you got 100 here and 100 there.
No, she didn't say from each organization.
Look, hey, anyway, look, she getting money she ain't supposed to have.
One that supports good. I don't know what's wrong with us today, y'all. You have to excuse us.
It's been a tumultuous time in the NERDSoul home lately. It's just it's crazy stuff going on in LA. It's wild.
One that supports gun rights and one that backs militias across the country to help with personal expenses. Rittenhouse was freed on $2 million bail on November 20th. Rittenhouse will be arraigned January 5th in Kenosha County Circuit Court. His trial does not yet have a set start date.
Kitty Hart said, "This y'all show, we just watch it." Look,
they like looking out the popcorn today because they own something else.
Peep this. All right, so here's why all this money is surrounding this case. Tay 1990, what up? Alan Lewis, what up? This is why all this money is being poured into this case. Because cases set precedent. And if Kyle Rittenhouse gets convicted on all charges, especially intentional homicide, that changes the game considerably for all these wannabe militia types. Because remember, Ahmaud Arbery, that whole thing still, like, remember, won't none of them know officers? This changes the game considerably.
And we ain't heard nothing else about that.
We don't even know if there's going to be a hate crime, like, added on to this later on. Because it's like, dude, come on, we know why you were there. Like, they said he was forced to be there.
Yeah, but they're not going to put.
I know they won't, but
because it was white people.
I know, but he was motivated to go there because, like,
we all know that.
We know. I'm sure if we dug through this dude's Instagram, Facebook, or Twitter, or whatever it is, it's gonna be mad. It's gonna be mad ends all through that joint.
All that.
He ain't smart enough to do that.
I say his lawyer.
Yeah, but somebody's already screenshotted that by now.
That's true. Somebody
screenshotted that. Here's my thing. When he does get convicted, I don't think it'll be for the intentional homicide. Some tells me they're gonna hold back from that. Because if he goes down for all these charges, like I said, this changes the game considerably for all of these, weekend warriors, fake militia dudes, like that old couple that was standing on their lawn with guns and stuff. This changes the game considerably for them. You know what I'm saying? Because they want to be able to shoot somebody with impunity. And don't get it twisted. I'm a gun owner. Don't get it twisted. My thing is you went somewhere looking for problems.
Yeah.
And you killed some people.
Yep.
That's murder. You weren't like chilling in your house, somebody broke in, or you weren't like walking down the street to go to the grocery store and somebody ran up on you. You went there looking for it.
Yep.
You're not defending yourself anymore.
Nope.
But, of course, we'll wait. We'll see what goes on with this trial and what BS they throw us, because it's going to be like, here come the bull. But with that said, I think we've exercised, unless you have anything less to...
I'm good. Right, I'm going to just say this. I don't expect anything to come of this. I have no faith in our judicial system in terms of things like this.
Mm-hmm.
I don't expect him to be, indicted, charged, whatever.
I think they'll probably get him on like a lesser something.
I don't expect him to give him anything. If they do, I'll be shocked and surprised.
Yeah.
I don't expect them to give him anything. Because the stuff they come up with, and that when it comes to young white boys, they come up with some stuff.
Man,
too rich
y'all be hearing
to go to jail.
Verbal gymnastics.
This will ruin his life.
Like, yeah, that's what consequences do sometimes.
And I don't know if you heard, but murder can ruin your life too.
Yeah.
I don't know if you literally.
Murder ruined their lives.
Literally. I mean, literally.
This dude killed 2 people. And somewhere he wasn't even supposed to be. Doing something nobody asked him to do. And illegally, because he wasn't supposed to have no gun. This dude was wrong like 8 times before a bullet even left the gun. Man, get this dude out of here, man. All right, what we got next?
All right. Inside Biden's meeting with civil rights leaders.
Okay. Let's go on and talk about Biden. All right. The biggest thing I want to say about Biden, of course, you guys probably already know the leaked audio from Joe Biden is dropped. Oh, Joe Biden. The biggest thing I want to pull from this is that in this leaked audio, because I don't know if it's leaked, this joint sound way too crisp and clear to be leaked. Like, it's like, when you hear leaked audio, it'd be like fuzzy because the cell phone be in the pocket. It's like, and you hear like one dude like, yeah, F that dude. And it's like, oh snap. But it's like, because it's like,
what are they gargling?
Well, it's because that's the sound of the fabric on the phone. You know what I'm saying? I'm painting a picture. All right, I'm painting a picture.
Okay.
But once again, we get this whole line about defund the police. Remember, Democrats have been hardcore on this. Defund the police is the reason that we lost. All right. Let me break this down. We need to keep banging this drum of defund the police because they working hard on trying to kill defund the police. What they're trying to do is kill it from a social standpoint so they don't have to say anything. See, what they're going to say is like, oh, well, defund the police, man, that's what stopped us. And then people will be like, man, I don't want the Democrats to be stopped. Maybe we shouldn't say defund the police. It's like, no. Let's be honest. Before defund the police was even a thing, remember, what was it, 2018? Remember it was supposed to be a blue wave? Remember, oh, it's going to be a blue wave. Oh, everybody's going to vote Democrat. A blue wave. And there was like a blue spritz. You want to know why? Because America is super duper racist. That's why. And also because most Democrats are full of poop. Yeah, I said it. So this whole idea that defund the police is what killed them. No. Your unwillingness to represent the people is what killed y'all. What's starting to set in is either A, realization that y'all are full of poop, or apathy. People just aren't even going to the polls because they don't care anymore. They're like, yo, you ain't going to do nothing, aka Democrats, and you ain't going to do nothing, aka Republicans. So now you have a segment that's just completely apathetic. And then you have a segment that's like, you ain't doing nothing for me no way. Why should I vote for you? And it's blatant that they're using this because, what was it? We were watching something. They were talking about the stats and they were like, Democrats have actually been losing in local elections more and more since Obama's second term. So it's like, defund the police did not exist then. So why all of a sudden now defund the police is the problem? Look, defund the police. I've been overseas. I've seen how great it can be if we defund the police and they are actually police and not some weird domestic military force. All right. Look, it's bull. Democrats lost because they didn't represent the will of the people. The people came out overwhelmingly on the streets all across the nation and showed the government what they wanted. The Democrats in the government did not echo or mirror those thoughts, those ideas, those passions. And that's why they lost. And don't blame defund the police. Don't blame slogans, especially Democrats be sloganing it up. But all of a sudden, defund the police. Oh, that's a bad slogan. Slogans are bad. Like, y'all be using slogans like all the time. I digress. I know you have thoughts. I know you have thoughts. Go, please.
Well, I wanted to go back to
Who
what Boogsworthy said. He said the Dems that are pro defund the police won their seats though.
That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying, Joe. Joe is full of it. All right. And the sad thing is, there's a lot of people talking, because there's another line in this leaked audio where he talks about like Latinx is going to be like the largest group or whatever. And, you know, you got to recognize that and everything. I'm like, hold up. But what about the largest voting block for you? Regardless of the amount of people, what about your largest voting block? Are y'all going to recognize us?
No.
Beyond lip service?
No.
I'm like, this is, yo, you full of it. And we tried to tell people. This is the thing. On another note, remember all the people that were like, better vote Joe Biden. You better vote for Kamala Harris. You better vote for him. You better vote because you black and your ancestors told you to vote. You better vote because they said you better vote. Anything they could think of to hold your black feet over the voting fire, they did. Where are they at now? Where are their social media posts?
But hold on, don't
Where
forget.
their social media posts like, yeah, Joe, you killing it, son.
But hold on, don't forget the part.
Where they at?
Don't forget the part about vote and don't ask no questions.
Oh yeah, vote and don't ask no questions.
Don't forget that.
Where they at? And I'm not saying that I am the vote master, the political mastermind, and I know what to do. No, but when we said, hey, let's at least get together and ask some questions. Let's compare notes. Let's unify behind what we want. Anyone who wanted to do that, you an enemy. We got to drag you. We got to make fun of you.
So what you saying? You want to vote for Trump? I'm not saying
I'm
I
not
want to vote for
saying
Trump.
that.
What I'm saying is we need to talk about their records. We need to talk about what they've done in the past. We jumping up and down like Jesus Christ is on the ballot. No.
Man, look, no matter who came out and said, hey guys, we need to pump the brakes a little bit and figure out what we want to do because this is a very important election, it was no, just vote. Remember your girl Ava DuVernay, the one that don't want to be called an auntie but is definitely over auntie age? Yeah, that one. The one that be thinking she so awesome and amazing? Yeah, that one. Remember she said, I hear you and I don't care.
She said that.
She was like, I hear your thoughts about Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. I hear all this and I don't care. Now, look at all this stuff coming out about Joe Biden now. Joe Biden said this. Joe Biden said that. Kamala didn't do anything. Now, where are these people that would just shut up and vote? Where they at? Where they at? Now all of a sudden, you got Jamel Hill talking about how can you appoint Rahm Emanuel. Weren't you one of them people talking about just vote just because? You don't get you don't get to complain. You shut up and just chill with Joe, all right? Because we was like, yo, man, hey, yo, we need to ask some questions. Nah, don't nobody want to hear nothing. Do you see how draining this is?
People change. Okay, but the thing is,
they didn't.
Change comes when you actually talk about what you did and say, hey, that was wrong. I ain't gonna do that no more.
Yo, they wouldn't even acknowledge what they did.
Thank you. You can't
change if you ain't even acknowledging what you're doing. Like, my dude, come on. And then all of these pseudo-intellectual people telling you vote because your ancestors, you don't know what your ancestors would say. Let's keep it real. Your ancestors might say, you know what? Let me throw this out there. Your ancestors might say, hold up, they'll let you have guns? And we say, yeah. They'll be like, well, why you don't own one? And we'll be like, well, they say it's your right? Yeah. Then why you don't have one? Why you ain't take their stuff back like they took from us? Why you ain't do nothing for us? Don't
We can suppose all day about what our ancestors
Don't evoke the ancestors because the ancestors might not be happy with none of us. So don't evoke these ancestors want to vote stuff, because depending on how old you go or how long back you go, they be like, vote. What about uprising? Like, let's not front like there weren't slave revolts that killed men, women, and children.
Because don't forget.
So let's not be coming with this.
Don't forget, they had voting rights way back in the day.
Yep.
But then they slapped on these, polling fees. And
oh yeah.
Sounds.
And then the dudes would stand at the polls and kind of intimidate you and stuff. And then they gave you these pop quizzes. They gave you the pop quiz about like, do you even know who? It don't matter who I know.
Locations like at the drop of a dime. Sounds familiar, don't it?
Yeah, so it's like, yo, I ain't trying to hear nothing about the ancestors, y'all.
So they probably like voting.
So like now, here come these same people. Where they at? Where they at? Where were all these people that were so pro Joe and Kamala? Where they at? Now all of a sudden they quiet. Either that or they butt hurt like Jamel Hill on the internet crying. When we said, let's just figure out what we want to do. Maybe we should vote, maybe we shouldn't, maybe we should demand something, maybe we should do something. Anyone who wanted to do something, Ice Cube, gets clowned, gets called out, gets canceled, gets drugged, whatever. Now look at you. Oh, look at how he's treating the civil rights leaders. Guess what? Maybe he would have treated them a little differently. But y'all got to learn. The only good thing that might come from this is maybe the last couple people that don't want to listen to nobody. This time they got Obama now. Maybe not after Joe and Kamala. Maybe they'll finally say, all right, look, maybe we should ask questions. 4 years from now. Because we got that time to waste, right? You know what I'm saying? Black people die in the streets. We're going to be talking about one right now. I mean, in a second. So we got time. We got 4 other years, right? Why not? I be trying. Y'all be helping. Shouts to Lindia Jemison. I hope I ain't screw up your name. What's up? Nice to have you up in the spot. Shouts to Joe Cool.
But Kamala went to HBCU,
Yeah, she went to a HBCU.
So, hey, everything's cool. Everything's good.
Of course.
Everything's great.
Yeah, it's nothing to worry about. She's a sister.
She wears Timbs.
She wears Timbs when she gets off the plane. Meanwhile, she messes up over 1,000 cases where people are in jail, shouldn't be in jail. Meanwhile, she tells people like, yo, we shouldn't put them on parole because we need more firefighters. We need more free prison labor or cheap prison labor.
Including firefighters, because they use them as firefighters.
Yeah. Meanwhile, she puts together policies that essentially are aimed at poor, i.e. black people in her area, about kids being truant in school. Are you kidding me? So in California, your top priority as California's top cop is school truancy? Really? And guess who hurts the most behind black children? Black families. Who was the one saying that the black family is always under attack? Me. And other people like me. And it's interesting because she's a black woman. She wouldn't want to do that to a family that looked like hers, would she? But y'all ain't ready for that one. So you know what? We're going to roll. We're going to roll.
But I'm going to say, like I've always said, she's black, but she's not African American.
Thank you.
And some people are going to say, why we got to split hairs? Why we got to chop it up? Because it's important.
Because there's a difference in the attitude that's assigned to the policies that they create.
There's a difference in the experience.
Yep. And that experience helps you when creating policies. I mean, think about it. We already heard that DACA, once Joe come in, DACA getting upheld and everybody for DACA good. Did we hear anything about black people?
Nope. Because DACA helps who?
That's right. Helped everybody south of the border.
Help immigrants, right?
Help immigrants.
And
mostly Latino and Asians.
She relates to who? Immigrants. Because her parents were what?
Immigrants.
Okay.
So that's her experience, which is cool. I don't mind that being your experience. Stop trying to play up.
Use black
thank
folks.
you.
Don't
Stop
use
trying to play up my
women.
experience.
Thank you. Don't play up black women to help you when you know. Look.
So now you listening to Cardi B and Meg Thee Stallion. You wearing Timberlands. That's not what I need. What I need is police stop killing me. And if they do kill me, to go to jail for murder. That's what I need. I need qualified immunity gone. That's what I need. I need for banks to stop being unfair with their lending practices. That's what I need. What I need is for my kid to be safe at school and not overly disciplined because of the school to prison pipeline. That's what I need. But whenever you touch the school, could you help black people? No, you found a way to punish them. Don't get me started on this girl, because we already done kicked her to the curb. So we ain't gonna go there. What's next on the docket? See, I'm telling y'all, yo. See what I'm saying?
Okay. Ohio authorities and victims' families share conflicting stories after fatal shooting of 23-year-old black man Casey Goodson.
All right. So the officer's name, because they try to hide it, they like show it later. It's Jason Meade. And that's Meade. And he's a 17-year veteran, been in the force all these years. And his account is, do you want to read? Do you want to read it?
I'll read it. Sure.
All right, go and read it. I'll let her unveil it.
All right. Columbus, Ohio. Local activists are questioning the decision of a veteran Ohio SWAT deputy to shoot a 23-year-old black man as he arrived at his home on Friday afternoon. Family members and activists say Casey Christopher Goodson Jr., 23, was carrying a Subway sandwich and was on his way back from the dentist's office when he was fatally shot in the back 3 times by a Franklin County Sheriff's Office deputy who is a SWAT member and assigned to a U.S. Marshals Service fugitive task force. Authorities have said that an autopsy will be conducted this week. In a release just after 4:20 p.m. Sunday, the Sheriff's Office publicly identified the Franklin County SWAT deputy as Jason Meade, a 17-year veteran. Meade is not currently on duty, the release said, and he is awaiting an interview by the Columbus Division of Police Critical Incident and Response Team, which is investigating the incident. Casey was 23 years old. He never had any type of crimes. He was good. He worked at the Gap. He loved his family. Heather Johnson, a family friend, told the Dispatch of the USA Today network on Sunday. He just enjoyed being a big brother and enjoyed being with his family. He loved them very much. Peter Tobin, U.S. Marshal for the Southern District of Ohio, said at a news conference that a fugitive task force that included marshals and Franklin County Sheriff's SWAT members had just finished an unsuccessful search for a suspect on early Friday afternoon when a man drove by, waving a handgun at a sheriff's SWAT deputy. Tobin said...
Who would do that? That sounds dumb. That sounds like we don't have a story. Like, peep the lead in. We just finished looking for somebody we couldn't find, and a guy drove by waving a gun in the air. Like, who was it? The Joker? Like, continue.
Tobin said the SWAT deputy went to confront the man about the gun waving. The man was already out of his vehicle and was told to drop his gun. A command heard by at least one witness.
So this man parked his car, still waving his gun around, all right? Waving it. Black man
supposedly.
In America, waving his gun, right? Driving. He like, hey, police, how's it going? Waving his gun. Then parks his car, back up, still waving it, back it up. Then get out the car, still waving his gun. The officer approaches him. He's still waving it. In America, black man in America doing that? Okay.
All right.
Go ahead with your story.
So when the man with the gun did not drop his weapon, Tobin said the deputy shot him. The man, who was not the target of the original fugitive raid, was transported to Ohio Health Riverside Methodist Hospital, where he later died. A handgun was recovered, Tobin said, but he did not say from where.
Now peep this. Thank you. Now peep the lies, okay? He was shot in the back, right? But his story is he came to him and the man was waving his gun. He said, put out your gun. And he was just like, nah, I'm just going to keep on waving it. Waving it all over the place. So how the bullets get in his back? Because you say he got out the car and you walked up to him and he was still waving his gun. So how your bullets get in his back?
He got them cartoon
Apparently,
bullets.
you got the magic. You got the Acme bullets.
He got them Acme bullets to travel.
Man,
To travel and turn.
I don't look. You got to give me better lies than this. We know y'all out there hunting us.
According to what has happened,
give us some better lies.
But hold on. According to what has happened in the justice system, does he need to give you better lies?
True. The justice system, all I got to do is just say something. I was scared. Yeah. You know, he was waving his gun like black people do, I guess. Man,
so anyway,
bruh.
Tobin said he believed the shooting was justified. He said the Columbus Police Critical Incident Response Team will conduct an investigation that will be reviewed by the Franklin County. They're the most investigating and reviewing. But anyway, will be reviewed by the Franklin County Prosecutor's Office. The matter also will be presented to a county grand jury for consideration. Activists say Tobin's narrative did not mention that Goodson was shot in the back.
Thank you.
Or his family statement that he had a concealed carry permit for the handgun. This was not justified, Johnson said of the shooting. He didn't pose a threat at all. Aramis Sundiata.
So this dude got a Subway sandwich and he's waving his gun around.
This is what it sounds like happened. After they shot him, they found a weapon on him, which he had a license for. So then it was
like, we need the story.
Right. We can make up a story.
Like, oh,
he had a gun.
He got a gun on him. Cool. I check it. He was waving his gun.
Yep.
Where? In the car. Really? Yeah. And when he parked, he was still waving it. He was facing me when he waved it. Yeah. And I walked up to him and I told him to stop. Yeah. And then I shot him. Yeah. But how'd your bullets get us back?
Oh, damn.
Don't ask no questions. Man, okay. We're going to follow this and see where it goes. We've already seen what Breonna happened. I think we're still waiting for some more stuff from Ahmaud Arbery, but you see what happened with Breonna. You know, but we gotta continue to say these brothers and sisters' names, because if we don't, nobody else will. You know what I'm saying? Did he murder him? Yes. Yes, he murdered him. I know he murdered him. You know he murdered him. But since he's a SWAT man, then we gotta play this game. Like he was in some kind of danger because the dude was waving his gun.
So he was pretty much mad that they didn't find who they wanted to find.
Yeah.
So he's like, I'm gonna kill somebody.
I came out, I put on my SWAT uniform. I got all hyped up. I used the little battering ram and opened the door. And now we ain't find nobody. I gotta shoot somebody. Or you could have just went the heck home. We know he's not going to be convicted of anything. They're going to call this an active shoot. They're going to call it a justified shoot. Or what they're going to do is say like, oh, we did the autopsy and he had drugs in the system. And be like, yo, he never did drug in his life. He doesn't have a record or nothing. But all of a sudden, I guess today was the drug day, right? You know what? This show used to be a fun show. It didn't have as much the hard exhaling as it used to be. Kenneth Hart said, next they going to tell me he was running with the sandwich. Man, be he was running in the pool area, so I had to put him down. It's like, come on, man. All right, what we got next?
Okay, so the last foolishness of the evening.
Last foolishness?
Mm-hmm.
The last piece of foolishness?
Yes. That got my chest hot.
All
right. Is Olivia Jade on Red Table Talk. If y'all don't know who Olivia Jade is, that is Aunt Becky Nim's daughter.
Aunt Becky Nim.
Okay. What's her real name? I forget.
I don't know. Aunt Becky, that's her real name.
Aunt Becky off of Full House. Remember, she paid money to get her daughters in college because she didn't think they were smart enough to do it by themselves.
Yeah. Pretty much try to get her kid into a better school, just like the black woman did that's in jail right now, been in jail for years. Continue.
Okay. So, Olivia Jade's Red Table Talk appearance and the power of black female forgiveness. So, to give you the rundown, is Lil Becky Jr. had called Jada Pinkett and her mama now and said, look.
Jada Pinkett and her pseudo deep self.
Anyway, and she said, look, I want to come on y'all show because people come on y'all show when they want to backpedal, right? So I need to backpedal for me and my family. So I want to come on y'all show, and white people always expect black women, to stroke their back after they going through stuff, right? So that's what I want y'all to do. So I'm gonna come on the show to backpedal. Y'all gonna make me woo-woo. And that's what I want to do. So Jada's mama was like, why we need to help this little white girl? She gonna be all right. I don't really feel good about having her on the show. I mean, why she coming to 3 black women to do this? I mean, what in the world? And Jada's
why she don't go on Good Morning America?
And Jada's like, Mom, no, Mom.
Jada had I don't want to Jada had a full white chinchilla shirt with white hair. Like this, like she is turned into show enough pseudo deep black goddessness. All right, but continue.
So, you know, Jada was like, no, Mom, I don't want to be the person who does that to people.
False equivalencies. No, Fox Mom. News false equivalencies out of Jada's mouth.
The whole time her mama looking at her like, whatever, girl.
Yeah, so, and even Willow was like,
well, Willow gets on my nerves. Yeah.
Well, I mean, because Willow doesn't really have any,
Willow sits. Just stop.
Willow don't really, and it's not Willow's fault.
It's not her fault, but she need to stop with that whole whining thing. Yeah. I can't with you, girl. I'll chop you in the throat.
But she did have a look. She gave her mom a look like.
But she knew better than to say anything.
Yeah, she ain't say it. Because she know her mama crazy. Damn. She was like, Jada be like, do you want me to sleep with some of your friends? Then sit down. So, anyway.
Okay. So, that's pretty much what happened with that.
Oh, man. So, the thing that killed me is that this girl, Olivia Jade, gets on the show, right? And she continually uses the word mistake.
Yes.
Now, I don't mind a real mistake. All right? I don't mind a real mistake. But mistake is defined as an action or judgment that is misguided or wrong. Now, that's the definition. But usually in current day, in everyday practice, mistake is also applied to things that you didn't know about. Meaning like, I was doing this and I didn't know that this did this.
Right.
That's a mistake. Not that it's misguided. I wasn't guided to do something. I was doing something and I didn't know what I was doing. In this case, you were an adult. Your mama was an adult. Your daddy wasn't. Well, no, I think she was 17. She was getting it. So she might, but you was adult-ish. All right, you was close. You was smart enough to know that you were taking pictures, pretending to play a sport to get a sports scholarship that you weren't gonna play.
Yeah.
All right? That's not a mistake. That is an elaborate scheme.
Because I'm going to tell you this. If it weren't for that part, quite honestly, I would probably be like, she didn't know. Because if it was just her parents paying this money, I could go along. Because remember, I was saying, look, you have to realize she grew up being raised by narcissistic parents. She grew up in the middle of privilege. So it's a lot of things that are normal to her that aren't normal to everyone else. But that part about you getting your behind on that rowing machine and taking pictures.
Man.
Come on, girl.
Bruh.
Come on. You know.
I'm like, this is an elaborate scheme. And she would be like, things happen. Stop being passive and stop being vague. We became part of or paid into a scheme that got kids that did not either deserve or go through the proper channels to get admitted to a school. Yeah. I got admitted to said school. Mama got caught. The end.
Right.
Not it was a mistake like, oh man,
because
I just ended up being admitted.
Because the thing is this, we talked about this the other day. People have started calling a mistake when you can't anticipate the consequences of your doing wrong. Then you say, oh, that was a mistake.
Yeah.
No. You
knew what you were doing.
You can't say, well, I didn't know that was going to happen if I did this.
Yeah, that doesn't make it a mistake.
You made a bad decision.
You had unintended consequences, maybe.
You made a bad decision. But that's what it is.
It's
A
not a
bad
mistake.
decision and a mistake are two different things.
Oh,
I'm
my
sorry.
dude.
Maybe splitting hairs, some people may say, but there's a difference.
There's a huge difference between...
Just like there's a difference between an excuse and a reason.
Thank you. Like, if I give you a reason why something happened, but I'm not trying to skirt the issue or shift blame, that's giving a reason. But if I'm explaining what happened and I'm trying to also shift blame, that's excuse.
Yes.
There's a difference.
Yes.
See, someone might be like, man, I didn't mean to do that. This happened and that happened. Yo, I'm sorry. That's a reason. If someone's like, psh, oh, I didn't know that was going to happen. You should have asked them because this happened and they made me do this and made it. It's like, whenever you start hearing they, and ain't no me's in there. Like, you did this, man. Look, I know she's only 20. And she's like, yo, I ain't know. I was even trying to figure out why people was mad in the first place. People always pay to get into college. And it's like, to a certain degree, she's actually right. Because I brought it up when this story first ran, back when I was doing this show with Marquita. I was like, let's not front like rich people don't do this all the time.
Yeah.
You got caught in this scheme. That's the difference. You know what I'm saying? You got caught. This ain't, normally it would have been fine. You know, your dad comes in, pays for the new science and technology building, and you know, all his kids get admitted from here to perpetuity. It's cool. Everybody understands. But at least they have to go through an admission process, not take up a scholarship and all. Like, dude, y'all was going, and what really got them was because they won't pay in taxes. Because remember, there was a charity or a little like a charity thing that they were paying into, a fake charity, and that's how they got caught. Because the dude they were paying was like set up as like a fake charity, and he's the one who got caught. And when they chased the money back, you know what I'm saying, then people got in trouble. So I'm not trying to hear no mistake. I mean, if you believe her, I'll say this. I might 10% believe her. Because I do believe that she, similar to Willow, she grew up, Willow grew up in a $42 million compound. Come on, man. I mean, girl got no real life experiences. You know what I'm saying? Now, am I happy that she's been able to grow up rich and be cool? Yeah, great. Hey, go ahead. You know, be successful. But let's not front like you got some deep, lifelong experiences. You know what I'm saying? You got a lot of, psycho babble that your mom probably be dropping because she read a couple Scientology books.
But I will say this, speaking on that, it's really interesting how just in general, you'll have black kids that grow up super rich. And they don't really get into anything. You don't really hear about them doing a whole lot. But then you have white kids that grow up rich, and they are just buttholes. You're just naturally a butthole. Why is that?
Yeah, I don't know, man. Because aloof. Even Jada said that she saw Jaden and Willow in her, and her
mom said,
"Mom was like, I don't." Her mom was like, I don't.
She said, "I didn't see that at all."
At all.
And let me just say this one other thing that Gammy said that I like. She said, "Child, please. I just don't have the energy to put into the fact that you lost your endorsements or you're not in school right now. You guys will go on and be okay, and you will live your life. And
your children will be okay."
She said, "It just makes it very difficult for me to care." And I was so glad she said it to her.
Yeah.
So glad.
It's because someone needs to verbalize that to her. Shouts out, what up, Shirley? NERDSoul be bugging, boy. I'm telling you, this boy be tripping. But yeah, the Olivia Jade thing, I was like, Plus, Jada needed somebody to come back and watch her Red Table Talk show. Because I know viewership ain't been the same since August. You know what I'm saying?
Because after that whole thing with her and Will and talking about August, I was done with her because I was watching me some Red Table Talk.
Yeah, because there's a segment of black women that were like, I don't know if I can roll with you. I'm not going to jump out in public and say I don't roll with you, but I'm not going to roll with you.
I'm going to jump out in public and say I don't roll with you. Because that whole thing, I felt bad for Will.
What did Madam Butterfly say? She said, dang near pedophilia.
Now, people will say, well, Will has done his thing, and he may have. But the thing is, with me, she sat down and just read Table Talk and still would not put on the red table what the real was, an entanglement. And he looked at her like he wanted to jump across that red table and choke her.
Yeah.
Entanglement, Jada. Entanglement. She just backpedaled and shuffled and jived and shucked. She did everything except admit what the freak she really did, and that she took advantage of this young man for her own benefit. I can't sit. Look, I'm done with you.
Yeah, it's like I'm done. I can't roll with you like that.
So I stopped watching on a regular basis. Now I watched this because this was an interesting story, and I watched when Will took over and talked about Fresh Prince. But I don't sit down and watch Red Table Talk no more because I just can't with her.
Now, Kid at Heart said, I don't think nobody should be locked up for trying to get their kids into a better school. Yeah, see, technically,
that's not technically what she was
what Aunt Becky is in jail from is messing around with them taxes. Cause they paid all this money into that dude that was pretending to be a 501c3 or whatever. And when they ran that money back, they were like, oh, you've been writing this off on your taxes. So that's how all these families got caught. They caught the man that was running the scheme, and then they followed the money and found out those people were literally not only paying him, but then also writing it off on it. Like, my dude, like, white people be chilling, son. They be chilling. Like, they was like, look, I'm going to set up a 501c3. I'm going to get your kid into college. We just got to take some pictures, make it look like they play football or something. Then you can also write this off on your taxes. After you done cheated, you can double cheat on this. Man, bruh, look.
But let us not
let me steal a Snickers bar out of 7-Eleven.
No, but let us not pay taxes when you'll be behind in our taxes.
Man, look. Ain't nobody trying to hear all that.
Anyway.
Tax fraud. Kid at Heart said taking notes.
Unless you can take the note of being white, you out of luck, bro.
Like, to be white, first have a white daddy. No. But guys, that's it. We are almost at time. It is it. Give a shout out to everybody that came through. Shirley, Kid at Heart, Boogsworthy, Alan Lewis. Who else we got up in here? I think Shot by Nolan came through. Maybe not. Marquise Collins, maybe not. Lindia Jemison. Let's see. I know I'm missing somebody. Tay 1990. Marquise Collins. We saw you in there early, so yeah. All right, man. Come on, man. Look, why you trying to do things? Why you trying to do something? Why? Okay. Now, with that said, we love all y'all. Lisa, say peace.
Bye, y'all.
And of course, I'm gonna leave y'all with Arcatron. But first, don't forget NERDSoul, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all them places. Hit that thumbs up if you like what you see. Hit that thumbs down if you don't. But if you hit that thumbs down, I'm gonna send Olivia Jade after you. And all she gonna do is just tell you how it was a mistake and how nobody knew what was going to happen. And it was just things happen. It's going to be vague apologies. You know what I'm saying? Podcast where you want to listen, just search up NERDSoul. I'll be right there. And Spotify for that music. On the real, straight up, share. I know there's people, someone hit me in the DMs the other day talking about like, man, I wish I could be a Patreon supporter or whatever. About a week ago. Talking about Patreon. I'm like, look, for real, sharing is free. You know what I'm saying? It don't cost y'all a nothing. Leave a comment. Just put a comment after the video with a fire emoji. You can put a thumbs up, thumb down emoji, whatever. It helps. You know what I'm saying? Share this with your friends, your mama, your cousin too, all of them. You know what I'm saying? Don't be keeping this to yourself. So with that said, maybe later tonight I'll be with Blurtish.
We forgot. Rest in peace.
Oh yes, go on and cue it up. Go on. You got it. You gonna handle it? Or all right. So Debo unfortunately passed. We know him as Debo. Do you have his real name right in front of you?
Tiny. Forgot it.
It's Tiny. So Debo passed, unfortunately, and you know, it comes in threes, so it's probably going to be someone else. But it's just sad to see him go. Still a young guy, and you know, it always hits me. And I know, you know, I mean, oh, Lester. All right, so it always hits me because, you know, people be like, oh, he wasn't young, but to me, at least when I was younger, people died in like their 80s and 90s. So in my mind, when I see someone who's 50, I'm like, oh, you got like 30, 40 years to go. You good. Or if you're like 60, I'm like, you got 30 more years. You know what I'm saying? So it's like seeing someone that almost has kind of like, I guess like a half a lifetime left. It just seems like young for me. You know what I'm saying?
His full name was Tommy Tiny Lister, and he was 62.
Yeah, so 62 in my mind, I'm like, oh, you got like 20, 30 years to go before, you know what I'm saying? It's just so, unfortunately, you know, he's no longer with us, but hopefully he's in a much better place than we could ever imagine right now. So I'm going to leave y'all with ARCKATRON.com. That's right. Arcatron is that dude dropping dope beats. He gave me some amazing news the other day. I can't share it with y'all. It's not mine to share, but it's an awesome news. So Arcatron, if you are looking and lurking or whatever, congratulations, man. We here. We here. Oh boy. Yeah. So with that said, of course, ARCKATRON made the space bridge and it's super dope, and do not sleep. So from us to you, we say thank you for watching, and of course, peace. Give him a woo. Give him a woo. Say woo for you.
And woo for you.
Say woo for you.
Woo for you.
That's right. A woo for you. We out. Say yeah.